I've been waiting all year to make Christmas DIYs again, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to take Dollar Tree items and make amazing Christmas decor. I was walking through Dollar Tree and I spotted these cones in the toys section. I don't know about you, but they look like trees to me, so we're gonna be creating a tree DIY with these. I wanted to take off the bottom edge. I'm gonna use scissors and kind of bend them back to cut off that bottom edge. We're gonna be making 2 trees, so everything I do, I'm gonna do on the second tree. Next, I'll take the orange cone and wrap it with Dollar Tree white poster board. I'm gonna draw a line where I need to cut on the poster board. I'll wrap the other side of the poster board and mark it with a pencil. Then I'll cut out the poster board that I'm gonna wrap around my cone. I'll hot glue one edge, wrap it up, and hot glue the other edge. Hold it in place till it's dry. If there's any excess poster board at the bottom, you can cut that off as well. You're gonna repeat all these steps to make your second cone. Next, I'm gonna use some red glitter ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'll start by tucking it in at the top of one of my cones. I'll wrap it around. I'm not gonna hot glue anything in place until I figure out where I want the ribbon to be. And then I'll wrap it around the bottom and hot glue it on the inside of the cone. I'll do the same thing with my second tree, making sure I wrap it around the same amount of time. So I have both of the cones next to each other so I can see how much I should wrap it around, and I'll hot glue in the same places. And here's how these cone trees look styled in my home. Have you ever played June's Journey? If not, June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game, and I want to thank June's Journey for sponsoring today's video. Each new scene takes you further through a thrilling murder mystery story. The main character in the story is June Parker, and she's on a quest to solve a murder. And at the same time, she uncovers all these family secrets that she never knew about. So I love that as I'm playing the game, I get to experience all these twists and turns along the way. So why do I like the game? First, it's set in the 1920s, so it has a lot of neat antique furniture and homes. It's fun to customize and remodel the homes. As you go through the game, you learn so much more about June and the murder mystery, so it definitely keeps you intrigued. You will collect hidden objects to earn points and clear the scene, which sometimes can be kind of tricky to find. Along the way, you're going to claim rewards and find out more pieces to the puzzle to help you solve the mystery. I love that June's Journey is completely different than any other game I have on my phone, and it's great to play at the end of a long day. I will put the link to June's Journey in the description box of today's video so you can click on it to download the game. I'll also put the QR code right here, and the best part is it's free to download. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as on PC through Facebook Games. Pinecone trees are great to decorate your home with every year. I think they look really high end, but they can be a little bit intimidating to DIY, so let me give you some of my best tips so you can recreate one in your home. Start with a foam wreath from Dollar Tree. Next, you're going to need some pine cones. Now, I find it best to get ones that are similar size. It just makes it a lot easier. They have pretty affordable ones at Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna get 2 bags of the medium size and 1 bag of the smaller pine cones. Next, we're going to start with the medium bag of pine cones and hot glue those to our wreath. Now we're gonna follow a pattern here. So we're going to hot glue 3 pine cones, 1 on top and 2 on each side of the wreath. Then we're going to do 2 pine cones on the next row. We'll come back in and do 3 pine cones on the following row. So you can see I'm kind of going 3, 2, 3, 2. So that's my pattern here. As I'm going, I may kind of mix that up just a little bit depending on where I need to add in a pine cone, but that's pretty much the pattern you want to do all the way around your wreath. Just hot gluing, holding in place till everything is dry. And you may have to add in additional hot glue if you feel like a pine cone isn't totally secure. Follow this around your entire wreath until you get all of your medium pine cones on. From there, you're gonna see some holes where you can see the green foam piece in. That's where you wanna come in with your smaller pine cones. So you're gonna add some hot glue to the bottom of your pine cone and put it wherever you see an opening. Now, once you're completely covered with pine cones, let's add a bow. I like to use wire ribbon when I'm creating bows, and I like kind of like the 2.5 to 3 inch ribbon. I'm gonna be using this pretty velvet ribbon, and I'll tie a bow. And I wait to cut off the tails until I have my bow in place. I'll cut off the tails and hot glue it to the bottom of my pine cone wreath. Fluff the ribbon and hang in your home. If you can find a toilet brush cleaner and these wood blocks from Dollar Tree, I can show you how to make bottle brush trees. You're gonna remove the brush from the handle. Then you're going to take some wire cutters on one end, bend down one of the wires so you can't see it on one side. Then you're going to use your scissors to trim the brush so it's smaller at the top and gets larger towards the bottom. Next, I'm going to turn my attention to these wood blocks. I want to drill a hole in the center of the wood block about the same size as the wire for my bottle brushes. Make sure that your trees are going to fit into the wood block. Then I'm going to spray the bottle brushes a green color, but you could do any color you like. Let this dry completely. Now, to create some faux snow, I'm going to mix plaster of Paris with water. Using a foam brush, I'm going to run that along the edge of my trees to create that appearance of snow. I'm going to add some plaster of Paris to the top of my wood blocks and again on the sides. Once everything dries, add your trees. I love how you can use this technique to customize trees for your home. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is Dollar Tree. I love to recreate high-end decor. I saw these reindeer on Pottery Barn's website and thought I could maybe recreate them with some Dollar Tree items. While shopping at Dollar Tree, I came across these metal reindeer, so I picked up 3 of them. I'm gonna spray the reindeers with a white spray paint on the back and the front. To get the speckled look that I saw on the Pottery Barn reindeer, I'm going to add some sample terracotta paint that I had to a spray bottle. I'm also going to add in some water. I'll put the lid on the spray bottle and shake it up so it's a little bit watery. Next, I'm going to practice spraying on my table on my craft paper. Then when I'm ready, I'm going to spray it onto my reindeer. I realized that if the reindeer were flat, this worked a lot better so that the paint didn't run down. And here's how these neutral reindeer turned out. This time of year, you can find all different types of ornaments from Dollar Tree. I love these flat ornaments. I wanted to add some tissue paper to them, and I went on Amazon just because they had a wider selection of vintage papers. So I got this big pack, pulled out a couple that I wanted to use. I'm gonna cut out a square to add and wrap around my ornament. I'll add Mod Podge with a foam brush to one side of my ornament. I'll place the tissue paper down. I'll add Mod Podge to the other side and wrap the tissue paper around. You may need to add 2 layers of the tissue paper. On one of my ornaments I did, so I just cut out another square and wrapped that around the same way, adding the Mod Podge on. Now for my second ornament, I used a different color tissue paper and it gave a completely different look. Now with Mod Podge, one of the things I've learned over the years is to let it dry for a day. So I put a paint skewer in it, set it in a cup to dry overnight. The next day I came back and added a completely new layer of Mod Podge on, and again, let it dry for another day. Now with the topper, what I'm gonna use is some gold Rub and Buff along the top edge of that. Once everything's dry, I'll put the topper back on and add a little bit of twine. Here's how it looks on my tree. Make sure you paint that subscribe button. If you're watching me on your phone, the subscribe button is right next to my channel name. Click the red subscribe button so it goes from red to gray. You can also click the notification bell so you can see more videos like my Dollar Tree DIYs, home hacks, and room makeovers. You can make such cool ornaments using paint pour techniques. You guys know I love to paint pour. Of course, we had to do it with an ornament. Now with Dollar Tree ornaments, get a variety of sizes. I really like these white ones because I don't have to go ahead and spray paint them, but I just picked a variety of sizes. Now I have found the easiest way to do a paint pour on ornaments is to get a box, or if you had foam, you could use that, but a box is easier just to throw away, and we have a lot of these around our house. I also put paint skewers all across this box. Then I can place the ornaments into the paint skewers so the paint can easily drip down. So I took that box and placed it into my paint pour container so that everything could just drip down. Now, what colors am I gonna use? I'm gonna start off by using a paint pour medium. This isn't any color, but it helps to stretch and make the paints a little bit runnier. Then I wanted to go in with some greens. I also wanted like golds and neutral colors, but you could use any colors that you wanted in your decor. I'm gonna add all of those to a container. Once you have all your paints in a container, you just start by dripping them down. Now, I've never done this before, but I realized that as the paint was dripping down, it wasn't covering my entire ornament. So I did have to shift the ornaments a little bit to make sure I was able to cover the entire ornament. So you may have to move them around or maybe do 2 different coats with the paint pour. Now with my tops, I'm going to spray paint those a gold color. I did let the paint pours dry overnight and then I added the tops back in. You can style these on your tree or put them out in a grouping or in a bowl. The The look of mirror spray paint is very on trend, so I wanted to try to do a DIY where I incorporated that. So I picked up a new mirror spray paint that I'd never used before, and then I'm just gonna use some pine cones that I found walking around outside. I do love these, and every year I try to pick up several because I use them in so many different DIYs. So I'll place these pine cones on my spray paint turntable. This works great. I'll link it for you down below if you guys don't have one of these. And then I'm gonna spray 2 coats on one side. Once those dry, I'll spray 2 coats on the other side. I'm gonna style these in a bowl with a little bit of greenery. Now the bowl that I'm putting in, I actually picked up at the thrift store a few months ago. And to achieve the look on this bowl, I mixed some cream paint in with some Dollar Tree sand and painted the outside of the bowl. I think it gives a really great texture, and it's a bowl you can use year round. I styled the pine cones with a little bit of greenery, and here's how they turned out. Do you have an aged mirror, or maybe you're wondering what you could do with an old mirror around your house that you don't use anymore? Maybe try this Christmas wall art idea. The mirror I'm gonna be using is one I picked up from the thrift store for around $6. It already was starting to have a little bit of age to it. Now the frame, I wanted it to be a bit darker, so I picked out one of my darker stain colors. Using my foam brush, I'll add it to the frame, wiping off any excess with a paper towel. Now I'm gonna put a link down below to the decals I used. I picked up a couple of these black tree decals off of Amazon. I'm gonna use 3 different trees, although there were several different decals in this one pack, and I'll place the trees onto my mirror. Now I wanted to give it a little bit more age, so I found a black sample paint that I had, and I'm going to dip my paintbrush into the black paint, then I'll dab it on my table, and then along the outside edge, I'm just going to dot the paint around my edge. I also did it around the trees. I really wasn't sure how much paint I was gonna put on, and I just kind of kept adding until I felt like it had that worn, aged look that I was going for. I really love how neutral this decor piece is, so in my home, I decided to style it with some cream trees. Don't forget to download June's Journey for free. I'll put the QR code right here or the link down in the description box. Let me know down in the comments which of these DIYs was your favorite. I love knowing your opinion. And don't be afraid to try that Christmas project you've always wanted to try. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. And make sure you subscribe because I want to see you back here.